Okay, so this is an update, and also I'll talk about like symptoms that I didn't realize were a thing that are a thing for ADHD people. And I've written them on my hand. I tried to make this video yesterday and started this whole process, got interrupted, the video didn't happen because I took the things out of my brain and put them on my hand. Then they disappeared from my brain. My brain went, I don't have to remember them anymore. And it dropped them somewhere because they were on my hand. But then, things don't last very long on your hand. So I came and sat down this morning to make my video, and then they're gone. Oh, I've lost it. So I've tried. I like this image. My friend Esther, who is going through a similar process to me, but she's like 6 weeks ahead, has recently described her experience of pre-medication and post-medication as, well, she was talking about it as, the way our thoughts seem to work is this, like, we're constantly grasping for one of the hundreds and thousands of butterflies flying around us like this, and it's a bit of a bit of that sort of excitement going on. And then she did it in picture form. The picture of the post-medication experience was reaching up, picking one out, looking at it, holding it. Oh man, I hope for that. Anyway, can't remember how that related to this. These are so today I want to talk about body urges, all the things, all the body signals that people generally notice, and it prompts them to act. So the hungry feeling, I've mentioned that I haven't had the hungry feeling forever and a day unless it's like ravenous because I haven't eaten for 20 million hours. But also something which I have found, again, I'm aware this is stimulant medication and this is a side effect, potential side effect of this. So it may not be that it's helping with me, my body, noticing my body impulses. It may just be that this is a side effect. But I think I had a little experience, a couple of meals now, of having a feeling of I've eaten enough. So that for me is not something I ever experienced. I actually don't know that feeling. I was talking to my partner not long ago, and he was talking about how he knows when he's had enough, and like mine's very intellectual, like how many, have I had enough, like what portion size should I have had, and what have I eaten today, and like how much energy have I burned, and all this goes on. That's what tells me how much I need to eat, not eat. Oh, my body says I've had enough. That's never happened. I will just eat everything that's on my plate in front of me, and that's why I put less on my plate. Because otherwise, if I do this, I'll eat this. I do have a full feeling, like I go from, let's say I'm ravenously hungry, I go from that to, I'm full. There's no and I mean proper full, it's actually like, I've overdone it. That's actually generally the first one I feel. But if I listen really carefully to my body, then I can feel, I'm full, like proper full. But I haven't ever had the enough feeling. I've had enough. And my partner describes a change that he has in the flavor of the food. He notices when he's had enough and he's not hungry anymore, that the flavor of the food it gets slightly less intense. Some of the flavors change a little bit. And so because I heard him say that, I was listening out for that, listening. And a couple of times in the last 2 days, and last night and this morning, I had a feeling, that doesn't taste as amazing as it did when I first started eating. Listen to my body. Something's telling me I've had enough. And so I didn't finish because I'd eaten most of it, but there was a bit left and I didn't finish because I felt like I didn't need to finish, and it didn't actually take any energy or self-control to go, I'm done. So, don't know if that's medication helping me with ADHD symptoms or if it's just side effects of medication. Whatever it is, I love it. The other body urges, these are some things that I didn't realize could be ADHD. Now I know they probably are. My body, I don't notice, it doesn't tell me to drink. I'm never thirsty unless I am like my lips are falling off because they're crumbling into pieces and like my skin's all shriveled up. Like that level, my body goes thirsty. You need to drink 20 million litres. But I don't get anything before that. So I've never drunk much water through my life. I go hiking with people. I drink, you take your X number of litres per day and then you add more if you're going up and down hills, all of that. I drink 1/4 of what everybody else drinks and my body's fine with that. I guess because my whole life I haven't really drunk anything because my body's never told me to drink anything, and so I've probably spent my whole life dehydrated. I do really try and drink, and I try and make ways of trying to remember to drink. One of the great things that I found about this is that there's a mild side effect of a teeny weeny bit of a dry mouth, and that has helped me to remember when I feel the dry mouth, I go, oh, good chance to have a drink. So those are two body things that I didn't have before. Also, I just don't register that I need to go to the toilet until the very last minute. I'm like a 3-year-old. It's like, I'm fine. I'm great. I'm running around playing. I'm climbing trees. I'm climbing trees. And suddenly I'm like, I really need to pee now, right now. I mean, I've got all the capacity to hold it, but I don't get the urge until it's like, it's there. What else? And then the very last thing I wanted to say, another thing is that, and I've read now, again, ADHD totally explains this. I have a very high pain threshold, which means I actually don't even notice that it's pain. It doesn't feel like pain until there's a lot of it. So I've always been like that as a kid. I smash myself and just keep going. Sometimes I don't even, I might end up with massive bruises all over me and I've no idea where they came from because the pain didn't register when it happened. I might have whacked myself really hard, didn't even notice it because it didn't register as pain. Harping back to the previous video where I talked about inaccurate risk perception, I've now read that there's a link and there's a quite well supported theory that people with ADHD's their inaccurate perception of risk actually often comes from the fact that they have such a high pain threshold and they don't notice pain because their mind doesn't, as a child, doesn't make the negative associations with certain actions that it should if you feel pain properly. So it doesn't make the negative association of going like this and I whack my hand on something because I wasn't paying attention to my surroundings. For a normal kid, a neurotypical kid, that would make their finger hurt. Their brain would go, oh, rein that in. What you just did then is dangerous. Don't do it in the future. And so they don't flail as much as an adult because their brain has learned these things. I flail a fair bit, and my theory is that it's all to do with the pain, like lowered pain threshold, and the same things that hook into the inaccurate risk perception. Anyway, that's, I've gone over time again. That's my dump for now. Let me just see. No feeling, thirsty. Yep, done it. I finished it all. Okay. All right, I hope you all have a wonderful day.